Greetings my dudes and dudettes, welcome to another video, and today we're gonna do yet another weapon that's supposed to get lichified once the infested liches come out. Now the weapon in question is the one and only Catabolyst, a secondary beam pistol that does pure corrosive damage with an 11% crit chance, a 2.9 times crit multiplier, and a 43% status chance. It also comes with a very unique mechanic where whenever you reload you throw out a grenade. This grenade does corrosive damage as well, and its crit, status, and damage varies depending on how empty your magazine was when you started reloading. With the emptier the magazine, the better the stats. You can get the blueprint for this pupperino from the infested or bio lab in your dojo, and to build it you're gonna have to put in 30,000 credits, 5 scintillant, 4 ocular stem roots, 7 mutagen mass, and 10 stellated necrothane. So let us give it a shot and see if it's any good, shall we? This thing has all the things you want for a really good build. Like, it has focus damage, corrosive is really good, really high status chance, high crit multiplier, it's just the crit chance is wee bit low. Critical mutation, this is an absolutely cracked augment. Each kill increases crit chance and damage by 30% up to 300%, and it gets reduced by 30% when you hit fewer than 3 enemies with a grenade, which is a laughable downside. This augment is insane. In you go, buddy. I'm not sure about the arcane just yet, because there are a few ways in which we could take this, so let's wait until we decide what kind of a build we want to do. Diffusion for multi-shot, galvanized shot for the status chance and Gandhi overload. We don't necessarily need Hornet Strike just yet. We also don't need crit mods because critical mutation gives you crazy amounts of crit chance and damage, so that's kind of a waste. So I guess we just put on Lethal Torrent for now? Yeah, sure, let's put that in. We could go Blast. Corrosive and Blast is a really nice, safe combo, and it adds a bit of AoE to the beam, which is nice. But I also think, like, maybe Corrosive, Vital, and Heat would be really nice. There's a reason why I can't usually get those combinations together. They're really, really strong. I like the idea of having Corrosive and Vital, so let's actually move you into a Polarity, put in Prime Heated Charge, and top it off with Vital. Pistol Pestilence, and where is it? Oh, I'm blind. Vital, Corrosive, and Heat, a tremendous combination. It also kind of decides the arcane for us, which is going to be Cascadia Flare. So all that's left is to figure out what goes right in here. I like that, a rainbow build. Hell yeah, let's go. So we get Vital, Corrosive, Heat, and Magnetic. We also get 4.1x crit multi before critical mutation. Yep. Whoa, that is gnarly. What? Yeah, that's pretty good. What about the grenade? But the beam though, look at this thing. That's crazy. That is disgustingly strong. Wowee. Did I forget to turn on Steel Path? Because it feels like it. This is about as good of a rainbow build as you can get, I think. Yeah, Vital, so they take more damage to health, which is really strong. Corrosive to strip their armor. Magnetic to destroy their shields and overguard. And then to really, like, kill them dead, we have Heat. No one is safe. Doesn't matter what kind of defense you have, this thing will absolutely break it. And then kill you with a heat stroke. I am a little bit worried about ammo though, so let's put in at least unranked mutation just to be safe. If ammo is not a problem and we want to add a bit more forma, we could go with Ruinous Extension instead. This is one of the few setups where Herald isn't actually going to help all that much because, well, we're already doing most of the things that Herald normally does for us. I need to do that again, hold on. What? Okay, I retract my previous statement. Herald adds a ridiculous amount of damage to the grenades. Loving the feel of this thing. The only thing that somewhat bothers me, but I kind of understand why it works that way, is the reload. You have to automatically reload. It doesn't reload itself, but that's so that you can aim the grenade. Let's give the fat man a grenade. Boop. Yeah, sometimes it depends on what kind of a crit you get. If you get a big orange crit, the grenades can actually, like, clear pretty well. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Finally managed to figure out what the hell it was, so let us continue. These errors, by the way, just in case you're getting similar errors yourself, are usually related to memory. So it could be like something to do with RAM, it could have a faulty RAM, or it could be something with virtual memory. This one, however, was particularly stupid, which is why it took me like 2 hours to figure out because I was testing the more obvious things, but basically, a few months ago, one of my SSDs died, and as a result of that, I had to move my Steam library and a few other things onto my system SSD, where I usually just have Windows and a handful of other things, and I wasn't paying attention to it. the SSD almost completely filled up, and then when Windows tried to do a backup, it completely filled up, and then everything panicked and died. The end. This is one of those setups that kind of makes Steel Path feel like a bit of a joke, like not in a way where it explodes entire rooms with a single press of a button, but it incinerates the enemies with such vicious speed, it's crazy. So far, the only negative thing I have to say about this is the reload. I am not liking the manual reload. I'm just so used to weapons reloading automatically, it's kind of annoying me, but I feel like that's a thing that you just get used to after a handful of missions, and then it's not that big of a deal after that. Not that it's a big deal to begin with, this is like a minor inconvenience at best. I wonder what they're gonna do with the Coda version. Like, the craziest thing they could do is make the beam chain, that would be ridiculous. But, I mean, this is already really strong, so even if they just give it a progenitor element and bump up the stats, that's gonna be more than good enough. I don't know if I've already mentioned this or not, but just in case I didn't, I am running Arcane Avengers, so I have 45% more crit chance here, which is by far the best way of increasing the crit chance beyond critical mutation. It's not worth running like Pistol Gambit, even Prime Pistol Gambit on this. Show yourself, sentience, moi. Oh, dude, that's big dupas. That is big dupas, my dudes and dudettes. Not gonna lie, a little bit of AoE would feel pretty nice, but it's honestly not that big of a deal. It does so much damage, it's rarely an issue. I probably wouldn't want this as like my primary weapon for a big survival run, but for everything else, this seems a-okay. Are we just like not getting an Acolyte today? Is that what we're doing, video game? Seriously? 7 bloody minutes? What are you doing? Complain and you shall receive. I honestly expected a little bit more. It's like not the worst thing in the world, it's pretty decent. I've seen worse, but I've almost certainly seen better. It's fine, like this, I wouldn't mind using this as my Acolyte killer. This is a-okay. So, here's the final setup for the Catabolyst. We have Galvanized Diffusion and Lethal Torrent for multi-shot and a bit of fire rate, Galvanized Shot for status chance and condition overload, and Critical Mutation for a ton of crit chance and crit damage. Our arcane of choice is Cascadia Flare, which provides a ton of base damage, is easy to stack, it's one of the simplest arcanes in the game, yet one of the strongest, as long as your weapon can reliably proc heat. And the rest is basically just a rainbow of all kinds of different damage. We have Magnetic Might for magnetic damage and crit damage, Primed Heated Charge for heat, and Pistol Pestilence with Frostbite for Viro and status chance. Additionally, I would also recommend at least unranked pistol ammo mutation in the Exiles because the ammo can sometimes get a little bit iffy. This is a really fun, really strong, single target focused weapon. Yes, you have the grenade, which adds a little bit of AoE, but you only throw that every now and then, so as far as I'm concerned, this is a single target weapon. But that doesn't mean you can't play around with different elements and give it a little bit of AoE. You can run Blast, you can run Gas, however, that will most likely result in you having to run a different arcane. So would I recommend you give this a shot? Yes, absolutely. Even the standard Catabolyst is really good and I think is worth trying, and the Coda version is just gonna be better. Even if they simply tweak the stats and give it a progenitor element, it's gonna be just disgusting. So yes, absolutely do give this a shot. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Then I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, it means a lot to me. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.